Hello viewers, welcome to May-June 2014 WAEC, also known as WASSCE, Past Questions and Detailed Solution, General Mathematics, Mathematics Core, Paper 1, Objective Test, Questions 1 to 50, Solution to 50 questions in one video. Question 1. Simplify 10 whole number 2 over 5 minus 6 whole number 2 over 3 plus 3. Solution. This is the given problem. You simply convert the mixed fractions to improper fractions. If you convert this, you have 52 over 5, that is 5 times 10, 50 plus 2, 52 over 5. If you convert this, you have minus 20 over 3. You can write 3 as 3 over 1 in this form. The LCM of 5, 3, and 1 is 15. The rule is that you divide the LCM by each denominator, your answer times numerator. So 15 divided by 5, you have 3. 3 times 52, you have 156. The same 15 divided by 3, you have 5. 5 times 20, that is 100. Divide 15 by 1 is 15 times 3, you have 45. If you subtract and add, you have 101 over 15. This answer is not in the option, so you convert it to mixed fraction and you have 6 whole number 11 over 15. B is the correct option. Question 2. If 2, 3 base s is equal to 3, 2 base 5, find the value of s. Here you simply convert each side to base 10. To do that, you multiply each digit by the base number and you assign the position of each digit to the base starting from 0. Position of 3 is 0 and 2 is 1. So here you have 0 and 1. So you multiply 2 by s to the power of 1, the position of 2. That is what you have here, plus 3 times s to the power of 0 equal to 3 times 5 to the power of 1 plus 2 times 5. 2 times 5 to the power of 0. S power 1 is s, so 2 times s you have 2s. S power 0 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3 equal to 15 plus 2. Here is 15, here you have 2. So if you add the like terms, you have 2s plus 3 equal to 17. Collect like terms, 2s is equal to 17 minus 3, and that is 14. Divide through by 2, s is equal to 7. A is the correct option. Question 3. The volume of a cube is 512 cube centimeters. Find the length of each side. If the side is to be s, volume of a cube is equal to s cube. The volume is 512 equal to s cube. To get s from s cube, you simply take the cube root of both sides. So s is equal to cube root of 512, and that is 8. C is the correct option. The bar chart below shows the scores of some students in a test. Use it to answer questions 4 and 5. Question 4. How many students took the test? Solution. You get the number of students by considering their scores or marks. Students that scored 0 marks from the bar chart, they are 4. Those that score 1 mark, they are 2. Those that score 2 marks, they are 5. Those that scored 3 marks, they are 6. Those that scored 4 marks, they are 3. If you add all together, you have 20. So 20 students took the test. C is the correct option. Question 5. If one student is selected at random, find the probability that he or she scores at most 2 marks. At most 2 marks means 2 marks and below. That is less than or equal to 2. So you have probability of those that score 2 plus those that score 1 plus those that scored 0. Those that scored 2, they are 5 over total students. Those that scored 1, they are 2 students over total. Then 4 students scored 0 over total. You have like fractions. You simply add the numerator and you have 11 over 20. B is the correct option. Question 6. Simplify root 12 bracket open root 48 minus root 3. Solution. Express each term in basic form before expanding, especially root 12 and root 48. What you do here is that you express 12 and 48 by bringing out the perfect number in them. Factor of 12 and 48, that is a perfect number. So 12 becomes 4 times 3. 48 becomes 16 times 3. So you express it in this form. Root 4 is 2. Then you have 2 times root 3. 3 is not a perfect number, so you express it in root form. Root 16 is 4. So you have 4 root 3 minus root 3 all in bracket. If you expand now, 2 times 4, you have 8. Now, root 3 times root 3 is root 9. And root 9 is 3. So you have 8 times 3 minus 2 times the one that is here, you have 2. And root 3 times root 3 is 3. So you have 24 minus 6 equal to 18. A is the correct option. Question 7. Which of the following number line represents the solution to the inequality? Minus 9 less than 2 over 3s minus 7 less than 5. You have the various options. Solution. You take the given inequality. First, clear the fraction by using 3 to multiply through. So you have minus 27, that is minus 9 times 3, less than 2s minus 21 less than 15. We can solve it directly without breaking it down. So this is what happened. You transfer minus 21 to both sides, both left and right. So you have minus 27 plus 21 less than 2s less than 15 plus 21. If you decide to break it down, you have the first and second term as one expression, the second and third term as another expression. That is why we are transferring minus 21 to both sides. It becomes plus. So you have minus 6 less than 2s less than 36. Divide through by 2 and you have minus 3 less than s less than 18. The symbol we have here is street symbol, and you use open dot or open circle to represent it. Going by that understanding, A is the correct option. You have open dot here which denotes less than and the other side. Here the arrowhead is not shown since you have the given solution in a range. Question 8. In the diagram, the value of s plus y is equal to 220, or it should be 200 degrees. Yes, 200 degrees. Find the value of n. For us to get n, we need this angle and this angle, so that if you add the three angles, the sum is equal to 180 degrees. So the diagram is adjusted by marking angle A and B. Now if you add y plus b, or let's take it from this side, a plus s is equal to 180 degrees, straight line angles. Because we don't need a, let's make a the subject, and you have this result. If you add b and y equal to 180, if you make b the subject, you have this. So in the triangle, if you add the three angles, the sum is equal to 180 degrees. From the first two statements, n is unknown, a is equal to this, and b is equal to this. The sum is 180 degrees. So we have 180 degrees plus 180 degrees. You have n plus 360 degrees. Now let's transfer minus s and minus y to the right hand side. You have s plus y. Now if you move this one to the left, it becomes minus. So if you subtract these two, you have n plus 180 degrees equal to s plus y, which is 200. You have it in this form. If you collect like terms, you have n equal to 200 degrees minus 180 degrees, and that is 20 degrees. A is the correct option. Question 9. Given that s is greater than y and 3 is less than y, which of the following is or are true? We have three parts to consider. Looking at the given parts before the options, we can obtain the first part by interchanging the position of 3 and y in this expression. So let's try and get that first. This is a given expression. So 3 less than y simply means y is greater than 3. If you interchange the position of 3 and y, the symbol of inequality changes. Now, s is greater than y is greater than 3. It simply means s is greater than 3. But what you have here and the second part, they are not the same. So we discard this. Already this one is true from this place. Now let's try and combine s is greater than y is greater than 3. If you combine, you have it in this form. That means part 1 and part 3 combined together give option C as the correct option. Question 10. 3/4 of a number added to 2.5 of that number gives 13. Find the missing number. Let the number be s. From the question, 3/4 of s is added to 2.5 of s. So you start from 2.5 of s in this form, plus 3/4 means 3/4 times s. The sum is 13. If you convert the first term to improper fraction, you have 5/2 times s plus 3/4 times s equal to 13. Multiply through by 4 to clear fractions. You have 10s plus 3s equal to 56. That is 4 times 13. If you add the common terms, you have 10s equal to 56. Divide through by 13. S is equal to 56/13, and that is 4. A is the correct option. Petakus Simplified Maths. If you are watching and viewing from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share PSM videos. If you are viewing and watching from Facebook, follow and like the page. Also share PSM videos. Question 11. If s equal to this, y equal to this, and z equal to this are subsets of the universal set U equal to s such that s is less than equal to s less than equal to 6. Find U intersection bracket open y complement union z. Solution. So we list the elements in the universal set. By the given range, 0 and 6 are inclusive. Already we know s, y, and z. So let's get y complement. Now y complement are the elements in the universal set but not in set y. You compare set y with the universal set. The element in the universal set but not in set y are set y complement, and the element are 0, 5, 6. Let's start from the bracket by getting y complement union z. You simply combine the elements in y complement and z, and you have this result. Now you compare this result with set s under intersection common element, and you have 0, 6. So C is the correct option. Question 12. Find the truth set of the equation s squared equal to 3 bracket open 2s plus 9 bracket close. You have the various options. If you wish to solve by factorize because it is quadratic, you ensure that any of the sides is 0. So let's expand the right hand side and rearrange. If you expand by using 3 to multiply 2s and 9, you have s squared equal to 6s plus 27. If you transfer all the terms to the left hand side, you have s squared minus 6s minus 27 equal to 0. To factorize, you look for two factors of 27 that the sum is minus 6 and the product is minus 27. You express the factors in terms of s, that is minus 9 plus 3, and use the factors to replace the middle term in s in this manner. The purpose is to get 4 terms which you factorize by grouping. So the first 2 terms, first group, the last 2 terms, second group. You equate everything to 0. From the first group, s is common. You factor out s, you get this result. From the second group, 3 is common. Factor out 3, you get this result. You equate it to 0. Clearly, s minus 9 is common. If you take it out, you are left with s and plus 3 that will form the other term, and you equate it to 0. It follows that s minus 9 is equal to 0, or s plus 3 is equal to 0. If you transfer the respective constant terms, you have s equal to 9 or s equal to minus 3. That is, s is equal to minus 3 or 9. The truth set is option D. Question 13. The coordinates of points P and Q are 4, 3, 2, 1 respectively. Find the shortest distance between P and Q. That distance is given by this formula. From the first coordinate, 4 is S1, 3 is Y1. From the second coordinate, 2 is S2 and minus 1 is Y2. If you replace them in the formula, you have this result. If you subtract, you have this. If you take the square of minus 2, you have plus 4. The square of minus 4 is plus 16. Under the square root sign, when you add, you have root 20. You express root 20 in basic form. You have root 4 times 5, because 4 is a perfect number, and you have 2 root 5. D is the correct option. Question 14. Make U the subject of the formula E equal to M over 2G, bracket open, V squared minus U squared, bracket close. For us to make U first, let's clear the fraction by using 2G to multiply through, and you have 2EG equal to M times V squared minus U squared, or in bracket, if you open the bracket, you get this. We are interested in U, so let's transfer this term to the left. It becomes positive. Transfer this term to the right, it becomes negative. Divide both sides by M. You have U squared equal to this. If you break it down, you have it in this form. If you reduce by taking off the 2M, you have this result. To get U, take the square root of both sides, and you have U equal to square root of V squared minus 2EG over M. When you are working, you must look at the option. It is possible for us to stop here, but this is not in the option. So you go further by giving each term in the numerator the denominator to enable you simplify before taking the square roots of both sides. Question 15. In the diagram, angle QPT is equal to angle PTS equal to 90 degrees. Angle PQR is equal to 110 degrees, and angle TSR equal to 20 degrees. Find the value of the obtuse angle QRS. This is the obtuse angle. The obtuse angle. So we need to get the reflex angle because the sum of both angles equal 360 degrees. The reflex angle is found in the pentagon. The given figure is a polygon with 5 sides, so it is pentagon. The sum of all the angles in a pentagon is equal to 540 degrees. The 5 angles added, but we are interested in QRS. The remaining 4 angles, you replace them with their respective values plus angle QRS equal to 540 degrees. If you add these 4 angles, you have 310 degrees plus angle QRS equal to 540 degrees. If you correct like terms, you have angle QRS equal to 540 degrees minus 310 degrees, and that is 230 degrees. We know the reflex angle. The reflex angle QRS plus the obtuse angle QRS, the sum is 360 degrees. Angles at a point. So you replace the reflex with 230 plus the obtuse angle QRS, the sum equal to 360 degrees. If you correct like terms, you have the obtuse angle QRS is equal to 360 degrees minus 230 degrees, and that is 130 degrees. B is the correct option. Question 16. If S varies inversely as Y and Y as Y and varies directly as Z, what is the relationship between S and Z? If S varies inversely as Y and Y varies directly as Z, what is the relationship between S and Z? Solution. From the first statement, S varies inversely as Y is this, and Y varies directly as Z is this. What we do is that we replace the symbol of variation with equality sign and introduce the constant of variation. This is what you have here, where K and C are both constant. Now we are interested in S and Z. It means that since there is S here, you can replace this Y with CZ. You have it in this form. When we introduce equality sign, the symbol of variation disappears and you have constant also introduced. It therefore means that if you remove the two constants, you can as well introduce the symbol of variation. So you have S varies inversely as Z. B is the correct option. Question 17. Find the gradient of the line joining the points 2, -3, 2, and 5. Solution. this is a formula for gradient. From the given point, you have S1, Y1, S2, Y2. So S2, Y2, if you replace the respective values in the formula, you have this result. 5 minus 3 is 8. 2 minus 2 is 0. So you have 8 over 0. You cannot divide anything by 0. So the gradient is undefined. D is the correct option. Question 18. If S minus A is a factor of BS minus AS plus S squared minus AB, find the other factor. You simply factorize the given expression by grouping. We can take these two terms as one group because they have S in common. Now you must be very careful here. You can as well take these two terms, but looking at the last two, there is no common terms. So we take the second and third term as one group, then the first and fourth as the second group. If you factorize, you have this result. You can see that S minus A is common. If you take S minus A out, you are left with S plus B that will form the other term. So the other factor is S plus B, and that is option A. Question 19. The table shows the distribution of the height of plants in a nursery. Calculate the mean height of the plants. If we take the height as S and frequency as F, that means we have data involving frequency. You can obtain the mean using summation Fs over summation F. We can do it directly. Fs means product of F and S, then you sum together. That is 2 times 2 plus 3 times 4 plus 4 times 5 plus 5 times 3 plus 6 times 1 over summation of all the frequencies. That is what you have here. So if you multiply, you get this, and when you add, you have 57 over 15. If you divide, you have 3.8. A is the correct option. Question 20. In the diagram, PQ arrow is a straight line. M plus N is 120 degrees. N plus arrow is 100 degrees. Find M plus arrow. Solution. We start by taking the sum of the three angles on the line. The sum is 180 degrees. From the question, M plus N is 120 degrees. So you come here and replace it, plus arrow equal to 180 degrees. If you collect like terms, S is equal to this, and arrow is equal to that, and that is 60 degrees. Now you know arrow, M is remaining. So let's start from N plus arrow equal to 100 degrees. So you have N plus arrow that is 60 degrees equal to 100 degrees. If you collect like terms and subtract, N is equal to 40 degrees. So let's get M using M plus N equal to 120 degrees. Now n is 40. So you have m plus 40 degrees equal to 120 degrees. If you correct like terms and subtract, m is equal to 80 degrees. Therefore, m plus arrow is equal to 80 degrees plus 60 degrees, and that is 140 degrees. C is the correct option. Petakus Simplified Maths. If you are watching and viewing from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe for more updates, like and share PSM videos. If you are watching and viewing from Facebook, follow and like the page. Also share PSM videos. In the diagram, S arrow is parallel to UW. Angle WVT is equal to S degrees. Angle VUT is equal to Y degrees. Angle arrow SV equal to 45 degrees, and angle VTU equal to 20 degrees. Use this diagram to answer questions 21 and 22. Question 21. Find the value of S. The question says S arrow is parallel to VW. That is from here. The two lines are parallel. So 45 and S, they are equal corresponding angle. So S is equal to 45 degrees. Option B is the correct option. Number 22, calculate the value of Y. If you look at triangle VUT, angle S is exterior to Y and 20, and you have it that exterior angle is equal to sum of the two opposite interior angles. So you have it in this form, and S is 45 degrees. So you have Y plus 20 degrees equal to 45 degrees. If you collect like terms and subtract, you have Y equal to this, and that is 25 degrees. B is the correct option. Question 23. The area of a sector of a circle with diameter 12 cm is 66 square centimeters. If the sector is folded to form a cone, calculate the radius of the base of the cone. Solution. From the question, diameter of the sector D is 12 cm. Now let's get the radius of the sector. That is diameter divided by 2. Divide 12 by 2 and you have 6 centimeters. Area of the sector is 6 square centimeters. Since the sector is folded to form a cone, we can say that area of sector is equal to surface area of cone. That is 6 equal to pi arrow L. Now, by the relationship between a sector and a cone, the radius of the sector is equal to the slant height of the cone. That means L is equal to 6. So you have this result. Multiply through by 7 to clear fraction. You have this. Divide both sides by 22 times 6 to get arrow in this form. If you simplify and reduce and divide, you have 3.5 as the radius of the base of the cone. B is the correct option. Question 24. A chord 7 cm long is drawn in a circle with radius 3.7 cm. Calculate the distance of the chord from the center of the circle. The diagram represents the information. So the required distance is OD, the distance of the chord from the center of the circle. From the information, the length of the chord AB is 7 cm. Half of it, that is AD, equal to BD, becomes 3.5 cm. You share it into two equal parts. The radius is 3.7 cm. OD equal to S, the required distance. If you consider any of the triangles, and by Pythagoras rule, the radius is hypotenuse, that is 3.7 squared equal to sum of squares of the other two sides. So you have 13.69 minus 12.25. If you evaluate the square of 3.5 equal to S squared, if you subtract S squared is equal to 1.44. To get S, you take the root of both sides, and S is equal to root of 1.44, and that is 1.2 centimeters. B is the correct option. Question 25. Which of the following is a measure of dispersion? The answer is A, that is range. Now, median is a measure of central tendency or location. You use median to estimate the quartile and percentile. So you have range is a measure of dispersion. Question 26. A box contains 13 currency notes, all of which are either 50 naira or 20 naira notes. The total value of the currency notes is 530 naira. How many 50 naira notes are in the box? So let's denote the 50 naira note with S and 20 naira note with Y. From the question, you combine S and Y, it gives 13. That is S plus Y equal to 13 from the first statement. Now, from the second statement, the total value, that is 50S plus 20Y equal to 530. So you have two equations, 1 and 2. So let's solve both equations simultaneously using substitution method. In that method, you recall any of the equation and you make any of the variable the subject, and you continue the solving process. From equation 1, make Y the subject, because we are looking for 50 naira note. If you make Y the subject, it will enable you to get S without solving for Y. Alright? So if you make Y the subject, you have Y equal to 13 minus S. You call this equation 3 and you put it into equation 2, because equation 1 produced equation 3. This is equation 2. Anywhere you see Y, replace it with 13 minus S in this form. So if you open the bracket, you have this result. You add like terms and collect like terms. So 50s minus 20s is 30s. You transfer this term to the right hand side, you have this result. 30s equal to 270, divide both sides by 30, so s is equal to 9. So you have 950 naira notes in the box. D is the correct option. The graph below is for the relation y equal to 2s squared plus s minus 1. Use it to answer questions 27 and 28. 27. What are the coordinates of the point S? You simply trace S to both sides, to both axes. After determining the scale of the graph, so let's start by knowing the scale. The scale used is simply 2 cm to 5 units on y-axis. This implies that one line is 0.5. In other words, two lines combined give 1 unit. And on the s-axis, 2 cm to 1 unit, and this implies that one line is equal to 0.1 unit. So if you trace point S to y-axis, you have it directly at this point. At this point, okay, where S is. Okay, you have it at this point. Okay, S is here. So you trace it. That will give y to be 2. Y to be 2, and if you trace it down to S, you have 1. You have 1. So by the given options, we'll consider S from here. You trace to this point, that is 2, because 2 lines will give you 1, and you have 4 lines from origin. So you have 2, and when you trace to the S axis, you have 1. So when S is 1, y is equal to 2. That is option C. 28. Find the minimum value of y. From the graph, the minimum value is -1. That is not in the option. The closer option is C. So you can go by option C. Let me explain 27 again. Looking at all the options, you have S equal to 1, 1, 1 in all. So you start tracing from 1. You trace 1 to the curve. At the point of intersection, you trace to y-axis. That is 2. Simpler way of getting the coordinates at point S. 29. A ship sails S kilometers due east to a point E and continues due north to F. Find the bearing of F from the starting point. This is the starting point. The ship moves due east of the starting point and it gets to point E. From point E, it moves northwards to point F. So the bearing of F from starting point is this angle. We can say by the given option that it is half of the quadrant, that is 45 degrees. 0, 45 degrees in 3 digits. Question 30. If x ratio y is equal to 3 ratio 2 and y ratio z is equal to 5 ratio 4, find the value of s in the ratio s ratio y ratio z. Solution. We have two equations in ratio form. If you look at the two equations, y is the link between the two equations. So for us to get this, we must ensure that y has the same value in both equations. So we are looking at 2 and 5. To achieve the same values, you multiply equation 1 by 5 and equation 2 by 2. So you have it in this form. Y values are not the same. So S is equal to 15. C is the correct option. Petakus Simplified Maths. If you are viewing and watching from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe for more updates, share and like PSM videos. If you are watching and viewing from Facebook, follow and like the page for more updates. Also share PSM videos. Question 31. A trader bought sachet water for 55 Ghana cedi per dozen and sold them at 10 for 50 Ghana cedi. Calculate correct to 2 decimal places his percentage gain. Solution. If you look at the cost price, it is given for 12 and the selling price for 10. They are different. You cannot use them like that. So you have to get for one sachet. CP per dozen is 55 Ghana cedi. So let's get CP for one. For one sachet, you divide 55 by 12 in this form. SP for 10 sachets is 50 Ghana cedi. Then for one, divide 50 by 10, that is 5. For percentage gain, this is the formula you use. So the selling price 5 over 1, cost price 55 over 12 over cost price 5 over 12 times 100%. If you simplify the numerator, you have 5 over 12 divided by the denominator times 100%. Anytime when dividing fraction, division sign changes to multiplication and you have to invert this fraction. So you have these results. Note the changes. 12 cancel 12. You reduce 5 and 55 by 5. You are left with 1 over 11 times 100%. And that gives 9.09% to 2 decimal places. C is the correct option. Question 32. In the diagram, PQ is a tangent to the circle at arrow and UT is parallel to PQ. If angle T arrow Q is equal to S degree, find angle U arrow T. That is this angle in terms of S. Solution. From the given information, this angle UT arrow is equal to this angle. Angles in alternate segment. The same vein, this angle here is equal to this angle, the same angles in the same segment. So we know this angle as S, we know this angle as S. To get this required angle, you add the three angles on the line PQ, and that is what you have here. The sum is equal to 180 degrees. So you have S plus angle U arrow T plus S equal to 180 degrees. If you add S plus S is 2S. If you transfer it to the right hand side to get angle U arrow T, you have 180 minus 2S all in degree. D is the correct option. Question 33. Given that cos S is equal to 12 over 13, evaluate 1 minus tan S over tan S. Solution. Tan S, or tangent of an angle, is defined as the ratio of opposite to adjacent, while cosine is the ratio of adjacent to hypotenuse, meaning in order to evaluate tangent, the opposite is needed. So you have used the information about cosine to do that. So you draw a right angle triangle with the acute angle S. This is opposite. You have adjacent and hypotenuse. By Pythagoras rule, the opposite side is 5. You cannot define tan S as 5 over 12. So let's get the numerator, 1 minus tan S. That is 1 minus 5 over 12, and that simplifies to 7 over 12. The whole expression is this. So you have the numerator divided by denominator. You change the division sign to times and you invert this fraction, you have this result. By the time 12 cancel 12, you are left with 7 over 5. C is the correct option. Question 34. Approximate 0.00333780 to 3SF. 3SF means the first 3 non-zero numbers from the left. So we must have 337 with focus on 7. The next number is 8. It is more than 5. You round it up to 1 and add it to 7. It becomes 8. So you have 0.00338. C is the correct option. Question 35. Simplify square root 8 squared times 4 power n plus 1 over 2 power 2n times 16. What we need to do first is to express all the bases to the lowest base of 2. You can express 8 as 2 cubed times the existing power 2. You express 4 as 2 squared times power of n plus 1. This term remains the same. You express 16 as 2 power 4. If you simplify by multiplying the powers, you have 2 power 6. That is 3 times 2 now, times you have 2 times n plus 1. 2 times n plus 1. You have 2n plus 2. This remains the same, and you have 2 power 4. Actually, you can reduce this term and this term, but let's follow one way out by applying the law of multiplication. So you have to add the powers since the bases are the same. If you add the power, you have this result, you have this result, and this. From here, the bases are also the same. You can apply division law which implies subtraction of the powers. So the two powers are being subtracted. If you open the bracket with a minus sign, you have this result. When you subtract 2n minus 2n is 0, plus 8 minus 4 is 4. So you have square root of 2 power 4. That is square root of 16, and you have 4. C is the correct option. Question 36. If 2 over s minus 3 minus 3 over s minus 2 is equal to this, find P. The two expressions are equal. So let us find the LCM of the left hand side so that we can simplify it. The LCM is the product of the two factors. You have it in this form. If you divide the LCM by the first factor multiplied by 2, you have this result. Same thing applied to the second term. We need to clear the fractions, so you multiply through by the LCM of the denominator. The LCM is the same. So if you multiply through by the LCM, the denominator disappear. You are left with the numerators and you equate them. If you add like terms, you have this result. Now, minus s plus 5 is not in the answer, but it can also be written as 5 minus s. That gives D as the correct option. Question 37. Subtract this from the sum of this and this. So you start by adding the last two expressions and subtract the first one from it. This is what you have here. Critical observation reveals that 1 over 2 is common. So let us factor out 1 over 2. You are left with this, and that is what you have here, plus this, and that is what you have here. Now this minus sign will open this bracket. So minus times a, you have minus a. Minus times minus b, you have plus b. Minus times minus c, you have plus c. So let's add some terms. Now minus b plus b is 0. Plus c minus c is 0. Plus a minus a is 0. You are left with a plus b plus c. So the half multiplies a plus b plus c. A is the correct option. Question 38. A man's eye level is 1.7 meters above the horizontal ground and 13 meters from a vertical pole. If the pole is 8.3 meters high, calculate correct to the nearest degree the angle of elevation of the top of the pole from his eyes. So this is the man. The height of that man is 1.7. You have a vertical pole. The distance between the man and the vertical pole is 13. The whole of the pole is 8.3 meters. Already, part of the pole is also the height of the man. That is from here down. If the whole length is 8.3, half of it or part of it 1.7, the remaining part is 6.6. That is 8.3 minus 1.7. So the angle of elevation of the top of the pole from the man's eye level, this is the angle. So the man is looking at the top of the pole. From the eye level, the angle formed is angle of elevation, theta. We can use tangent to get theta. So this is opposite, this is adjacent. So tan theta is opposite 6.6 over adjacent, that is 13. If you divide, you have 0.5077. To get theta, you take the inverse of tangent of this value in this form, and that gives theta equal to 26.9 degrees. To the nearest degree, you have 27 degrees. C is the correct option. Question 39. A chord subtends an angle of 120 degrees at the center of a circle of radius 3.5 cm. Find the perimeter of the minor sector containing the chord. The given information, they are contained in the minor sector, so no further simplification is needed. Perimeter of minor sector is equal to 2r plus theta over 360 degrees times 2 pi r. That is length of arc. So the radius is 3.5. You have 2 times 3.5 plus the given angle 120 degrees over 360 degrees times 2 times pi 22 over 7 times radius 3.5. If you multiply this, you have 7. If you reduce this, that is plus 1 over 3. 2 times 22 over 7, that is 44 over 7. The given answer is in mixed fractions. We can convert this to ordinary fraction or common fraction, and that is 7 over 2. This is 1/10. All right. Now from here, 7, we cancel 7. Divide 44 by 2. You have 22 remaining over this 3. That is what you have here. Instead of simplifying and dividing, we can express this in mixed fraction as this. So when you add the whole numbers, you have 14 whole number 1 over 3 cm as the perimeter of the minor sector. So A is the correct option. Question 40. In parallelogram PQRS, QR is produced to M such that QR is equal to RM. What fraction of the area of PQMS is the area of PRMS? Solution. This diagram represents the information. There are 3 triangles, that is triangle MRS, triangle RSP, and triangle PRQ. Area of PRMS has 2 triangles, this and this. We have 3 triangles, and what you are considering now, its area has 2 triangles. So the required fraction is 2 over 3. C is the correct option. Petakus Simplified Maths. If you are viewing and watching from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe for more updates, like and share PSM videos. If you are viewing and watching from Facebook, follow and like the page for more updates. Also share PSM videos. Question 41. Determine the value of M in the diagram. The way the diagram is, you cannot get angle M directly. But if you consider these markings and you are able to divide the figure in the circle into two equal parts, you have two isosceles triangles. For that reason, M is the sum of A and B. You can get B easily, but you can only get A when S is known. So let's start from there. S plus 80 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. You have the reason. If you transfer this term to the right hand side, you have S equal to 180 degrees minus 80 degrees, and that is 100 degrees. In the first triangle, if you add the three angles, the sum is 180 degrees. You transfer this term while you add these two together. You have 2A equal to 180 degrees minus 100 degrees, and that is 80 degrees. Divide through by 2, A is equal to 40 degrees. In the second triangle, you add the three angles. The sum is 180 degrees. You transfer this term while you add these two together, and you have 2B equal to 180 degrees minus 80 degrees, and that is 100 degrees. Divide through by 2, B is equal to 50 degrees. Now M is equal to A plus B, and that is 40 degrees plus 50 degrees, and you have 90 degrees. B is the correct option. Question 42. In a cumulative frequency graph, the lower quartile is 18 years, while the 60th percentile is 48 years. What percentage of the distribution is at most 18 years or greater than 48 years? All here means addition, so you add the required percentage. Lower quartile also means 25%, and that agrees with 18 years. 60th percentile is 60%, and that is 48 years. Now, what you need here is greater than 48 years, and what you have here is 48 years. The whole distribution is 100%. To get for greater than 48, you need to subtract 60 from 100, and that is 40%. Therefore, the required percentage is 25 plus 40, and that is 65%. C is the correct option. Question 43. If a number is selected at random from the sets P equal to this and Q equal to this, find the probability that the sum of the number is prime. To get the sum, you need to pair the two sets. So let's do that by drawing a table, and set P can be the row form and Q the column. So you take the first element of set Q and add it to each element of set P. That is 2 plus 1, 3, 2 plus 2, 4, 2 plus 3, 5. You take 3, you take 5, and you do the same thing. From the sum, let us get prime. The sum is prime. You have 3, 5, 7. You take the elements, avoiding repetition. Total element for the sum, they are 9. So therefore, the required probability that the sum is prime is equal to 3 over 9, and that reduces to 1 over 3. C is the correct option. Question 44. In the diagram, O is the center of the circle, P arrow is a tangent to the circle at Q. Angle SOQ equal to 86 degrees. Calculate the value of angle SQ arrow. That is this angle. Meanwhile, the whole of this angle is 90 degrees. If you are able to get this angle, subtract it from 90, you get this angle. Let us consider triangle QOS. OQ and OS are radii. That means that triangle is isosceles triangle with base angles equal. That is what you have here. In that triangle, if you add the three angles, the sum is equal to 180 degrees. You transfer this angle and you add these together, and you have 2s equal to 180 degrees minus 86 degrees, and that is 94 degrees. Divide through by 2, s is equal to 47 degrees. Therefore, angle SQ arrow is equal to 90 degrees minus 47 degrees, and you have 43 degrees. A is the correct option. Question 45. If log 5.957 is equal to 0.7750, find log cube root of 0.000597. Solution. This is the given problem. You need to understand that anything cube root implies power of 1/2. So we take this number and look for its logarithm. Now, in logarithm, we get two parts. The first part is the integer part or characteristic part, and the matricial or decimal part. To get the integer part, you can use two methods: the method of subtraction and the method of standard form. When the number is less than 1, like the one we have here, the best approach is standard form. If you put this number in standard form, you are going to have 5.957 times 10 to the power of minus 4. The power of minus 4 becomes the integer part or characteristic part, and it's written as bar 4. If you check the log of 59 under 5 difference 7, is already given to you in this form, so you have it there. This power means you divide the log value by 3. Here we always try to have a whole number from the division. Now, if you divide by 4 by 3, you cannot have a whole number. To avoid decimal number with remainder, all of that, you have to transform by 4 such that 3 can divide it. So we have to write by 4 as by 6 plus 2. This expression is the same as by 4. Then you divide everything by 3. You divide by 6 by 3, you have by 2, no remainder. You divide 2 by 3, cannot. That is 0 remainder 2. You take the 2 to 7, it becomes 27. Divide by 3 is 9, no remainder. You divide the next 7 by 3, you have 2 remainder 1. You add the 1 to 5, it becomes 15. Divide by 3 is 5. Divide 0 by 3, you have 0. If you add, you have about 2.9250. But the answer you have in the option is this. So we go by option B. Question 46. The probability of an event P happening is 1/5 and that of Q is 1/4. Full stop. If the events are independent, that shows multiplication rule. What is the probability that neither of them happens? The given probability is for the occurrence of the two events. So we get the probability that neither of them will happen. So we take neither P will happen. That is 1 minus P will happen. That simplifies to 4/5. Then you take neither Q will happen. That probability is 1 minus Q will happen. Neither Q, 1 minus P will happen. That simplifies to 3/4. 3/4. Now, neither of them will happen. The probability becomes the product of the result that neither of them, that is P nor Q. That is 4/5 times 3/4. By the time you cancel this 4, you are left with 3/5. C is the correct option. Question 47. Each exterior angle of a polygon is 30 degrees. Calculate the sum of the exterior angle. To get the sum of the exterior angle, the number of sides n is needed. You have to get that from the first statement. Now, there is difference between sum of exterior angle that is 360 degrees and each exterior angle. For each exterior angle, you divide the sum by n. Now the given exterior angle is 30 degrees, equal to the right hand side. If you make n the subject, you have this result. When you divide, you have 12. Therefore, sum of the interior angles is obtained using this formula. N is 12. You replace n with 12 in this form. If you subtract and multiply, you have 10 times 180 degrees, and that is 1,800 degrees. D is the correct option. Question 48. Find the number of terms in the arithmetic progression AP. 2, minus 9, minus 20, minus 141. So you have the last term. In an AP, the last term is also obtained using the nth term formula. So you have this formula. The first term A is equal to 2. You can obtain the common difference by taking the second term minus first term, or third term minus second term, and so on. Whichever one you choose to take, the common difference is minus 11. The last term minus 141. So you replace them in the nth term or last term formula in this form. So let's simplify this. Minus 11 times plus n. You have minus 11n. Now this plus times minus is minus. So minus 11 times minus 1 is plus 11. So you transfer the constant to the left hand side and you have it in this form. Then you have minus n minus 11n on the right hand side. So you have this result, divide both sides by minus 11 and you have n equal to 14. So you have 14 terms in that AP. D is the correct option. Question 49. In what modulus is it true that 9 plus 8 is equal to 5? You must know that this 5 here is the remainder. Now 9 plus 8 is 17. So which number will divide 17 such that the remainder is 5? That number is 12. So the addition is true in modulo 12. C is the correct option. Question 50. The radii of the base of two things in form of cylinder P and Q are arrow and 2 arrow respectively. Full stop. If the water level in P is 10 cm high, what will be the height of the same quantity of water in Q? Solution. Volume of cylinder is equal to pi arrow squared H. So let's take cylinder P. This cylinder, its radius is arrow and the height is 10. So you have pi arrow squared times height 10. That is 10 pi arrow squared. Cylinder Q, the radius is 2 arrow. So you replace arrow with 2 arrow and also square it. You have it in this form, and you have 4 pi arrow squared H. The volumes of both cylinders are equal for holding same quantity of water. For that reason, you have to equate the two results together, and when you divide through by pi arrow squared, you have 10 equal to 4H. Divide both sides by 4, H becomes 10 over 4, and that is 2.5 centimeters. A is the correct option. Petakus Simplified Maths. If you are watching and viewing from YouTube, don't forget to subscribe for more updates, like and share PSM videos. If you are watching and viewing from Facebook, follow and like the page for more updates. Also share PSM videos. To end this paper, there is every need for you to be saved. If you are not to be saved, you simply give your life to the Lord Jesus Christ and confess Him as your Lord and personal Savior every day of your life. If you are saved already, congratulations, live righteously and be prepared, because on the last day, some will be taken and some will be left. Take good care of yourself, stay out of trouble, study your books, do the needful at all times, flee every appearance of evil, don't defraud anyone to make money, use your hands and your brain to work genuinely and legally, and the Lord will bless you. Goodbye and stay tuned.